Today on Extended Legacy, we talk to two Hall of Famers. Nikey Hall, Tulane Hall of Fame quarterback, and his daughter, and soon to be Tulane basketball Hall of Famer, Paige Hall. We'll understand today how Paige Hall is extending the legacy of her daddy as being a great student and a great athlete as she matriculates from St. Thomas More High School to Tulane University basketball in the near future. We'll also learn a very important lesson about what it takes to be famous, and that is, when you mention the Hall family, you must say that we operate at a national level. This interview is very enlightening. I hope you enjoy, and let's congratulate the Hall family on being Hall of Famers. Okay, Nikey Hall, Paige Hall, how you guys doing today?
Great.
Good.
Great.
Good to see you tonight. I want to engage you two in a conversation. Your stories about your beginning athletic tradition and how your daughter Paige now is extending that tradition, I think is a story that is very important to tell.
Right.
Very inspiring. And I like for Lafayette and maybe the whole world to kind of get to know Nikey Hall, Charles Hall, India Hall, and now Paige Hall. Okay?
Right.
So if we can, let me start with you, Nikey. All right? I know your name is Carl, but you're known as
Nikey Hall.
Nikey Hall.
Right.
All right. Now, you know, whenever we've spoken about your football career at Tulane, and even back in high school at Charles, you know, you don't talk a whole lot about yourself. You kind of humble, although you talk a lot.
Yeah.
But you're a humble kind of guy when it comes to expressing who you are.
Right.
Tell us, who don't really know your history, what is your athletic history? Because it's pretty impressive.
Well, I started back in at Marion High.
That's in Lake Charles.
In Lake Charles.
Okay.
At Marion High in around '74. I never wanted a quarterback. My brother Charlie Hall was my idol. I wanted to be a tight end.
Now, Charlie Hall is, who is he in this whole Hall family of athletic Hall of Fame?
Well, Charles is not my older brother. He's, Charles is around 61 now. He played at Marion before me. He was all-state tight end.
Okay.
Then he went on to Tulane to be All-American, second-round draft pick by New Orleans Saints, and went to World Football League as #1 pick, Jacksonville Sharks.
Wow.
#1 pick for them, and he coached at Tulane for 12 years on the staff. Then he high school coached in the New Orleans area, New Orleans, East St. John area.
Now, you said that he was also the first black football player at Tulane?
Yes, in 1971, Charlie was one of the first black 3 players. Was himself, John Washington from Dallas, Texas, and Wyatt Washington was from Mississippi. Had signed. It was the first 3 blacks to sign with Tulane in '71.
Okay. And what year did you play at Tulane?
From '77 to '81 was my last year.
Okay.
'81 was actually my graduating year.
All right. Now, your significance at Tulane is that you're a quarterback.
Yes.
And you're the first black
quarterback.
Wow. And since that time, who's followed you in that whole category there?
Well, there have been several.
Okay.
Terrence Jones.
Yep.
Sean King.
Yeah.
Several other ones.
Okay.
After that.
Okay.
Played. That's some of the most noted names. But there are several quarterbacks, black quarterbacks came after me and played.
All right. Well, I guess to be a Tulane graduate or a Tulane student, you had to have some academics also.
Yes.
You and your brother?
Yes, we did.
Can you discuss that a little bit, please?
Well, you know, coming from Marion, it was a little, Tulane was more a shock to me because, you know, Marion academic wasn't as tough as what Paige had.
Sure.
Unfortunately, the schools she went to, you know, we went to Plantation, Paul Bro Accelerated Program, and being at St. Thomas More. Marion was more all-black high school that I came from. So once I got to Tulane, you know, I'm sitting in a classroom with kids from the East Coast, a private institution.
Yes, sir.
You know, and so it was a challenge, but, you know, we had tutors and help and support. And I made sure the tutor knew me real well.
Okay.
You know, he knew me my first day.
Did you have, were you the kind of person that needed to be pushed to go and get tutoring?
No, I was very motivated. I was very motivated, always have been, you know, took control. I know what I wanted to do.
Right.
I was a history major, what I got my degree in. I wanted to go to law school. That was one of my goals was to go to law school. But once I got drafted in the NFL, and start making money, and you know, then I like to talk. So sales was kind of my thing. You know, I like to talk and meet people.
Yeah.
And found out, you know, really that was my thing, sales. And,
yeah.
You know, being a district manager, and that was a leadership role, just like being a quarterback.
That's for Nabisco?
Yeah, I was a key account manager first. Key account manager. I started off with Coca-Cola first.
Okay.
I worked up to a DM. I always rose up to the top. I play at one level to be the best. You know, I always want to be the best. So whenever I start right at the bottom. I worked my way up to be one of the best sales reps, and then got promoted up to DM. And the same thing with Nabisco. Started off at the bottom and worked my way up to top manager, DM, one of the top key account managers in the region.
Okay. Got
promoted to district manager, came into Lafayette.
Right.
Paige was actually born in Memphis, Tennessee.
Okay.
Well, she was actually born there. My other two kids were born in New Orleans.
Okay.
In the New Orleans area.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, I know our last discussion we had at the office, you kept saying that you play at one level.
Yeah.
And that's to win.
To win. Only.
That's all that you
know. That's all that's all I know. I was taught that, and you know, I went to meet one of my coaches. I hadn't seen him in 15 years, my basketball coach.
Yes.
Wayne Williams. He won 3 state championships.
Okay.
And we'll be beating teams by 50, 60 points in a game. And I remember asking coach to back off. Can we let off on them? You know, the team would beat them so bad. He'd say, you never let up, no matter what. You never let your competition up. And that stayed in my mind when I got into sales.
Yeah.
That I had that same mentality.
Yeah. That
when I play competition, you go against me, there's no letting up. You know.
Now, as a daddy of a rising athletic star, your daughter, and your other daughter, India Hall, who I think is Paige's older sister.
Right.
Did you transfer that or teach that mentality to your girls?
Well,
try to, or was it a little bit different?
Well, a little different. I don't think I really pushed them. I took them to New Orleans.
Okay.
When we moved here 12 years ago.
Okay.
And I saw they had potential to play at another level. I wanted to take them where it was competition, because more in Lafayette, you paid your $400 to play you basketball.
Right.
You was on the team. New Orleans, you went, it was 40 girls, 12 jobs was going to, players going to stay. So you had, it was competition.
Yes, sir.
You had a 2-day trial.
Okay.
So I wanted them to be where it was competition.
Okay.
They can really play at another level.
Yep.
And their game will show, and they expired. They really liked it, and I could see they had the talent.
Okay.
I could see working with them, when playing with them, that they had the desire was there, the motivation was there. You know, they used to work. They had to go at home. They used to practice at home, work out at home and practice. And I could see they had talent. Indy didn't grow that much. You know, she was 5'8" in the 7th grade and stayed 5'8".
Okay.
Paige took more. My side of the family, big, you know, my people is 6'5", 6'6".
Now look, I know your wife Sybil. She's not a small lady now, so why you can say that maybe Paige got some of that from her mom?
Well, yeah, she probably got some, but my wife's side of the family is not tall people.
So she's an unusual.
Yeah, she was the biggest one in her family.
Okay.
But you know, my family is all big people.
Gotcha.
And my family is 6'3". My dad's 6'3".
Okay.
Brother 6'5", uncle 6'7".
Okay.
So
Paige, you are continuing the legacy not only in your athleticism, but in your physical stature too, apparently.
Apparently, I took up the hall.
They said you are truly a hall, right? Let's go a little bit into you, Paige, for a second. Now, what has Dad said in this first segment that you agree with or don't agree with about him?
Definitely, he was like a huge motivator for me. From the time I was little, like seeing him as such a role model. He was always excelling in things, and you always hear, of course, the story. You stop still today. Oh, you're Nikey Hall's daughter, Hall for Heisman. Everywhere I go, and it's always interesting to hear like people's different perspectives. Because of course, like I got to hear the stories. My dad doesn't talk about it a lot, but from other people growing around, your dad was this phenomenal player, Hall for Heisman, great things. So it's always like one of those things. Oh, I got a lot to live up to, but no, he was always a great motivator, always a great role model for me to have. he always told me that he can put me in situations to make me as great as I want to be. I have the potential, but it's up to ultimately my decision how great I'm going to be. And he said he can't make me a basketball player, but he can put me in the situation. So definitely tried my best to accomplish that. And my mother always said that too. Always that pushing initiative, always something to go after.
Right.
So.
Okay. Did you feel a lot of pressure to meet your uncle and your dad's athletic standards in terms of, I mean, like overbearing pressure maybe?
No, never. There was never overbearing pressure. It was always do the best that you're capable of, do whatever you can excel at, and then eventually it'll pick up. Your hard work pays off. I mean, I was never defined as what they were supposed to do. I was always put in my own category.
Let's discuss you and what your category is, just so that we can all understand how good you really are academically and athletically. Let's talk about yourself. Don't brag, but just inform us as to what you've done since, let's say, middle school and gifted at Paul Bro, I believe. That's where I know you're from. Up to now at STM in high school. How are you as a student?
From a young age, I was extremely blessed to have like a dad that had a good job. So my mom could stay at home and always teach me like different things. So going into education system, I always was able to like advance because I already had that knowledge going into it. So definitely being able to excel in that. And it was always in our household, school first, you're always student first, athlete after. So playing sports was a privilege. So I knew I had to come home, take care of things. And it definitely wasn't an easy thing, but studying, learning, doing extra things, trying to pick up or doing like simple things around the house. Like we used to have to play a spelling game where you can only spell things out and not talk for a while.
Hold on. That's true, Nikki?
That's what mom.
Spelling games, definitely
That's
creative.
Miss Sybil.
That's Miss Sybil.
Wow.
I think it was to get me to shut up, but you know, now looking back at it.
It worked, and now your grades are a reflection of that kind of training, huh?
Definitely.
Wow, that's impressive. Well, we should ask Castile here today, but she couldn't be here.
Yeah.
That's fine. Okay, so that's your academic foundation, apparently, right? Okay. How has your schooling been at STM? What's that like as an academic environment for you, coming from Paul Bro to STM?
The transition, it wasn't as shocking as I guess. I think they were more shocked at how much I knew. I think they thought that I wouldn't know, but now everybody knows how high academic standards Paul Bro does and how great they prepare you. So going into it, I knew the things. Like they didn't have to slow me down. Like I understood, I was able to. Now they definitely push you and prepare me. I feel like I'm definitely prepared for a college level because of the situations they put you in, the dilemmas. And this year we went all technology, so we're very you have to be very dependent and responsible in time management. You have to check that assignment if they don't get to it, and you have to go on Moodle, which is like your assignment page, look at it, make sure your assignments there push you, but they definitely have help there too, like if you need it.
Okay. Well, I see that you and your dad both having your Tulane paraphernalia on today. Representing Tulane, Greenway.
The Greenway.
You know, my law partner, Mr. Paul Hawley, who played football at Tulane back in the 50s.
Okay, SEC days. Yeah.
SEC days, right. Look, he's the only guy that I know in Lafayette who still wears Tulane every Saturday.
Okay.
I don't care what it is, he wears his Tulane green.
True blood, yeah.
True blood. Tulane is known to be a fine school of education, one of the best in the South. I guess it's like a junior Ivy League is what they category they put them in. And the fact that you're going there in today's environment speaks highly of your achievement in the classroom. In your college selection process and recruitment, how much of a role did the Tulane academic factor play in your decision to go to Tulane?
Oh, it was definitely huge, especially like doing research. Our counselors really push us to like not only look, because they knew I was an athlete, there's like, Paige, we want you to look at schools that will prepare you, and I know that athletes or athleticism will be a big part of it, but you need to look at your major and what you want to go into. And I've always had like this fascination with medicine, so finding that medical program that the Tulane had and knowing how high the standards were and knowing that I had the opportunity to go there definitely played a huge role in me picking it.
Is your post basketball days, does it include being a medical doctor or a physical therapist or what?
It includes going into sports medicine, which is a broad range. I can either go into like physical therapy or go as high as into like training athletes and like going like work with like special teams like Hornets or something like that or Saints. So
that should go, huh?
That'd be. breathtaking.
What about the WNBA? Is that also part of your
WNBA.
goal also?
Oof.
Really?
You seen Brittany Griner?
I have.
I think I have my work cut out for me.
Yes,
but
you do. But you've been trained to operate at the high level.
definitely, if the opportunity presents itself and I develop and I'm able to perform at that level, then that'd be great. I love playing basketball, and to be able to do it as a career is definitely something I would look into.
Wow, that's wonderful. That's wonderful. Nikki, what are your thoughts about what she just said today about her career aspirations and her acceptance at Tulane?
I've been impressed with her. You know, the things watching her from 8 years old, coaching CSA basketball, how she have developed herself and really worked hard. Had a great attitude, person. Everybody love her.
Right.
The teachers come up to me and say, you know, Paige is just a sweetheart. We love her. You know, the girls on the team, the unity they have on that team is real close.
Okay.
That they have. I've been impressed with her in school.
Yep.
With her academics. You know, she really works hard and put the effort in, and she's gonna be very successful whatever she does. You know, she's very focused on what she wants to do, and she wanted to be one of the best basketball players. She really stepped her game up. You know, as they got into the playoffs, she had moved her game up to another level.
In the playoffs, she has?
Oh yeah, she has stepped up to another level. She scored 30 one night, 39.
Now, no, stop. Now, Paige, let me tell you what your daddy, okay? The few times that I've been with your dad at a basketball game, you know, again, he doesn't say a whole lot.
Mm-hmm.
But I've never heard him say that.
Me
Okay?
neither.
I've never heard him actually acknowledge that Paige actually has stepped her game up to the point where he's impressed.
Oh yeah, mm-hmm. She impressed me.
Hey, it's big time, girl.
Oh, yeah.
Whatever you're doing,
Yeah, she brought it to another level. She brought her game to another level.
Did
I
she?
mean, watching her play. You know, when you post, you guys talk about it, like the Kobe Bryant's.
Right.
When you get to the playoff, is another level that you step up to.
Yes, sir.
And she brought her game up to that next level. She's been playing at another level that I haven't seen her play at.
Okay.
You know, the focus been there, the concentration
Okay.
has been there. She's been dominant.
Okay.
A dominant player in these games, you know, and that was going to take for them to win the state championship. Hopefully, they win it all.
Well, let's discuss that
Yeah.
because I guess you guys played this Friday night
Yes,
in
sir.
Monroe, right? Against whom?
Monroe. Oh, it's
Ooh.
it's a little bit shaky right now. There's a lot of things unfolding in the 4A. It's definitely been a drama-filled year.
Okay, you don't know who you're playing Friday night?
Well, tentatively, we're expecting and game planning for Salmon, but St. Michael's has just put out an appeal
On what basis?
on that there's an ineligible player due to grades.
Due to grades. Now, Salmon's located where?
Slidell.
Slidell and St.
St.
Michael's
Michael's
is
is
located
in
where?
Baton Rouge,
Now,
Louisiana.
they got a 6'5". Actually, P.J. Brown, daughter,
Plays
plays
for Salmon.
She's 6'5".
So, do you know her personally?
I played against her.
All right.
Her mom played at Louisiana Tech.
So-
Her mom
so-
around 6'4".
So, this girl comes from
Yeah,
a
basketball family.
hall-like
Absolutely.
legacy.
Absolutely.
Can she play?
She's developing.
Sure.
She had around 24.
Okay.
She had 24 the other night.
So, in order for you to play against her, you must bring your hall
Oh, yeah.
game.
She got to bring her game to the level. She
Got
got to play at that next level.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Well, anyway, so whoever you play Friday night
Right.
will be a tough matchup for you guys, I presume.
Two teams up in the state. They're both good.
Both good.
Right.
Okay. I know that your dad and I spoke about your coach leaving last year, Coach Broadhead and Deacon Jones, who are now the coaches at UL. And you lost.
Richard, she didn't coach at UL. Her dad coached at UL. She went into pharmaceutical.
Oh, I thought Coach Broadhead was the coach last year.
Coach Broadhead was coach for McNeese, and her daughter was the coach for us.
That's what it was.
That's Ashley.
Okay. Ashley.
Right.
Okay,
Ashley.
Ashley. Well, excuse me for that. Well, your coaching staff left, and you had some, I guess, pivotal point guards who also left your team from last year.
Most definitely.
So how did your team regroup, reload, and how did you get back to this level with losing that type of support?
It was tough because there was a lot of negativity coming out, or there was a lot of questioning of how we were going to perform, what level we were going to be able to perform at, losing arguably some of the best point guards in the country. They're
Right.
definitely some of the best I've ever played against.
Wow.
And they actually did get nationally recognized, so they
Okay.
were extremely good, extremely talented, and to come from that and to win 2 years in a row, there were a lot of expectations. And we had such a young team, a lot of them didn't get in the game as much because our coach was very relentless.
Okay.
And she was like, much like my dad's approach, when you're up there, you stay up there. So they got in, but they never got in these pressure type situations. So our coach did a great job of making us take it game by game, not worrying about other things. Each opponent, each thing brought a new challenge, and we work on it and we game plan for it. So he prepared us really well for that. So I think going into that mentality and knowing that it was my senior year, it was my last year, to be able to do whatever legacy I wanted to leave, I would have to make a statement. So definitely try to go into it with that mentality, give it 110%, work harder, make sure I did the things that I didn't do the previous year before or the year preceding that. So.
Well, Paige, you just used a word and a phrase that is much appropriate for this extended legacy interview, and that is the legacy you want to leave at STM. So can you describe what that legacy should be, how we should perceive it, so that we can know is how it relates to your dad's legacy as a former student athlete at the hall level?
The legacy I wanted to leave.
Yes, ma'am. When you play your last game this Friday night, and you host that trophy with the big smile.
Hopefully.
No. When you host the trophy with the big smile, because you operate at a hall level, okay? What do you want people to remember about Paige Hall as an STM basketball player, student athlete?
I would hope they would think that I was humble and hardworking. Like, nothing I think in this life is given to you. I think it's always something that you have to work at. So I've always tried to be a student of the game, learn different things, watch as much as you can, pick up. You're never at a level to where you can't be taught something new. So always definitely being a student of the game, being humble, not taking anything for granted, and definitely working hard. That would be the legacy.
Great. Well, that's a great legacy. That legacy will pay off dividends for you Friday night. It already has paid dividends. Your dad is proud, your mom's proud, your family is proud of you, the coaches are proud of you, this entire city is proud of you, and I'm sure on Friday night you'll be very proud of yourself too. So I wish you success. Nikki, thank you for sharing your story with us.
Absolutely.
You've got an album here full of...
Yeah, my wife put that together.
Well, Sybil did a great
she
job.
did a great job putting that together.
Of showing us your CFL playing days, your Tulane playing days. Hall for Heisman sticker. I mean, this is some stuff, man, that is golden, man.
Yes.
So I'm proud of you for what you've done, what you represent as a Hall football player, as a man.
Right.
And you've done well with your daughters. Your son, I'm sure Thurston's the same
Thank
way.
you. Yeah, he's a good young man.
And we look forward to your daughter, Paige, extending that legacy of Hall greatness at Tulane.
Absolutely.
And then from there on. Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
All right. Okay, Paige, do you have any work to do at home tonight? Any homework?
No, I did it all.
Am I impressed with that?
You should be.
Okay. Well, what homework did you have to do tonight?
I had a calculus test that I had to study for.
Okay.
That's just repetition, so I finished that up. I had an English paper that I had started on earlier, like on today is Monday? No.
It's Monday.
Monday.
Yeah.
So I started on Sunday and I finished it up today.
Okay.
And after I was finished with that, I had an anatomy test that I'm studying that for. So
calculus, English paper, and anatomy.
Right.
So you're being pushed a little bit at STM?
Oh, definitely. Taking as much class as I can to prepare me for college.
You know, sometimes at the NCAA, I'll see the Ivy League schools, such as Princeton.
Right.
When they play the men's basketball team, they're reportedly at the NCAA tournament studying, whereas the other teams might not really be studying. This is the week leading up to the state championship game, and you're still doing homework?
Oh, it's important always to keep the same routine, so I don't stop studying when it's not basketball season, so I keep a constant routine, and there's many nights where it's just, I just can wait for after, but I know that I'm gonna have to get used to studying all the time.
Yes.
So
Because Tulane is going to push you too, I presume.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah. Okay. All right.